You're eager to participate with all of us for the purpose of taking thought beyond that which it has been before, truly co-creating at its best. We want you to appreciate the important part your focused perspective holds in this joyous motion forward. For you are on the leading edge of thought, you see. Your exposure to your ever-expanding physical world and the ideas that are born from your participation, that is what this expanding universe is all about. Sometimes our physical human friends do not appreciate their poignant place, but instead stand in a sort of place of unworthiness, not recognizing the power that your perspective gives to all that is. Sometimes we think that you think that non-physical is all finished, and that somehow you've been left out of it, and that now you stand in your physical arena trying to somehow prove your worthiness, that you might catch up with the non-physical that after all must surely be perfect. And we say, non-physical is perfect, but expanding. And if it were not for those like you, who are consciousness out on the leading edge of thought, the expansion could not continue. And if expansion cannot continue, then perfection doesn't last very long, because none of us can stand still. Energy is always in motion. It turns out that that isn't anything for you or us to worry about, because the expanding universe is a natural consequence of the diverse platform in which all of us are focused. And as you stand here in your physical body, you are consciousness as specifically focused as we know it to be. Consciousness focused upon variety for the purpose of concluding desire. And that's the big word there, desire, because when desire is focused within you, then that desire, which has all summoning powers, summons source energy out to the leading edge. That's how the universe expands. Are you sort of getting a sense of this? So whether you are aware of it or not, you are an important part in the expansion of the universe. Whether you are aware of it or not, the contrast that you are perusing or determining or observing or pondering or remembering or contemplating, the contrast that is a part of your day-to-day experience forms desires within you that have pulling power or summoning power. Because as you have so clearly and accurately spoken in your physical human terms, when you ask or when anyone asks, it is always given. So when that desire is born within you, whether you are a frog or an alligator, that's Esther's newest exciting thing. She sold thousands of them the other day. It got her attention. Whether you are an alligator or a human, you are focused consciousness that cannot help but conclude desire, and when you ask, it is always given. This workshop is not about that. While we call it from time to time the science of deliberate creation, which talks about the specifically focusing of your desire, what we are really wanting to emphasize here is not the focusing of desire so much, because you cannot help but conclude desires. You are doing it on all levels of your consciousness. What this workshop is about is you, if you are wanting, finally, once and for all, learning how to modulate the energy of your focused now so that you can allow the desire that you have been shouting for on all levels of your being for all of the days of this life and many others to flow through you and to you toward your creative ends. It's a wonderful thing to be focused in a physical environment like this, because you have the opportunity to examine your environment, pick from it things that you prefer, and to acknowledge things that you do not prefer. And in all of that association with life, your preferences just radiate from you. No matter the words that you speak, it doesn't matter whether you are shouting yes or no. Your attitude is the opinion that is naturally radiating. Your attitude or your mood is your indicator of the actual vibrational radiation that happens. And so as we are moving forward here today, we are wanting to assist you in coming even more specifically to be acquainted with your own emotions, because your emotions or your moods or attitude are the truest indicator that you have of what you are vibrationally offering. And conscious knowledge about what you are vibrationally offering is enormously important in a universe like this one, where law of attraction sorts everything out. So as you give your attention to something, whether it is in your past, present, or future, in other words, whether you are observing it, or remembering it, or imagining it, you are offering a vibration about it. And that vibration that you are offering is then answered by other vibrations that match it. So if what you are observing feels very exciting and exhilarating to you as you observe it, then you are offering a vibration that when it comes back to you, and it will please you, because if it pleases you while you are observing it, or if it pleases you while you are remembering it, or as it pleases you as you are imagining it, then as law of attraction matches it, what comes back will please you too. But if what you're observing concerns you, if it riles you, if it depresses you, if it upsets you, whether it is something happening now or something that you are remembering from before, if it makes you feel guilty or angry or fearful, when it comes back to you, and it will feel pretty much the same way. In other words, law of attraction is a very consistent thing. Esther was watching television recently, and she saw a program that was videos that had been sent in. And it was a video of an extraordinary upset. Everything turned out all right in this particular one, but the boat had flipped upside down and rolled and turned from side to side and shattered, and the people that were in it were thrown clear and were all right. And then they played the tape backwards. And Esther watched the boat that had fallen into many pieces putting itself back together upon the screen. It was really a funny thing to see. You've seen those. People running backwards, falling back up onto their bicycles. And Esther thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice, thinking of disasters like car crashes where people have perished or been broken badly. Wouldn't it be nice if somebody could just push the rewind button and just put it back right to where it was right before that happened, so that they could rethink what they're doing? Maybe slow down a little bit, or maybe turn right instead of left, or maybe not get in the car at all. And as she was pondering that, we said to her, that's what we're talking about here, because you live in this magnificent universe, focused in your time-space reality, where you have this glorious buffer of time. And you have the opportunity, oh, so many opportunities, to sniff out where something is headed long before a manifestation occurs that's harder to put back together again. Esther was visiting with someone she loves very much recently on the telephone, and as she was listening, she could hear the aggravation, she could hear the momentum of the negative dialogue increasing. And Esther could tell that it had already gone too far for her to do much in the soothing of it. She has been able to soothe in this instance before, but too much had happened, and too much focus upon what was not wanted was happening. And Esther wanted so much to find that rewind button. She wanted to find a way to just ratchet it back a notch, was the way Esther said it to Jerry. I wish we could just ratchet this back a notch. And then Esther went to work on, and it was work, on seeing this situation as it is preferred rather than as it currently is, in her effort to push that rewind button. No matter where you are standing, and no matter how negatively manifested something is, you have the ability to step back from it with the knowledge that you hold about deliberate creation, and to selectively pick and choose aspects of it that feel good to you while you focus upon them. And when you do that, especially in this crisis situation where your rockets of desire have been flashing into the sky, when you step back into that better feeling place, you allow the well-being and the universal responses that would literally give you the new preferred experience. We said to Esther, do you know it does not matter where you stand? There is no disaster so great that you cannot, if you approach it with your intent to find something within it that feels better, or if you can't do that, withdraw your attention from the subject altogether and just get feeling better. There is nothing that has gone so far that you cannot reclaim the balance that you seek. Well, what about the guy who died in the boat? He reclaimed his balance. Hard for you to hear, but he did. We are here to help you discover how to live the art of allowing without croaking. It's easy to do by re-emerging into non-physical. You regain your balance immediately then. But many of you are not ready to do that. You have much that you are wanting to do. You are deliberate creators wanting to specifically focus in this time-space reality because you have much to add, much to give, much to experience, much fun to be had, you see. And so there are many of you not ready to make that glorious, abrupt movement into the perfect art of allowing. You're wanting to do it with all of us incrementally here, bit by bit. And that's what this gathering is about. How can I, in my now, begin to let in the well-being that the universe knows that I want, that I've been shouting for from my place of not letting it in? How can I be in the place of letting it in when I'm standing in the absence of something that I want? And we say, you have to be less observant of where you are and more willing to sift through the details looking for things that feel good. It's a very easy thing if you could just hear it, and this is the part that is hardest for most of you to hear, because you've trained yourself to be opposite of this, even though every fiber of your being wanted to lead you here. We want you to be selfish. We want you to be so selfish that nothing is more important to you than you feel good, because unless you are willing to reach for the thoughts and feelings and words and deeds that feel good to you, then you will not go very far very fast in practicing the art of allowing. Art of allowing is based upon selfishness. We thought we'd get that out bluntly and boldly right here in the beginning. Well, that doesn't sound right. I thought that an allower was someone who looked right into the face of something not wanted, like an unpleasant dinner companion or an unpleasant relationship partner, looked right at something not wanted, and I thought that allowing was just putting up with it. That falls more in the category of tolerating. In other words, I see it, I hate it, I feel how much I hate it, I just don't say anything. Allowing says, I see it, I don't like it, I hate it, I'm not letting it in. I'm not letting what in? I'm not letting in what I would prefer. I'm not letting in my own life force. I'm not letting in clarity. I'm not letting in well-being. I'm using this, whatever it is, as my excuse not to let it in. And as a human, as I talk to others, everybody agrees I shouldn't like that. It's a horrible thing. I shouldn't look at it and say it's good. We're not wanting you to look at things not wanted and call them good. We're wanting it to matter so much to you that you feel good, that when you get a whiff or a glimpse at something like that, you withdraw your attention as quickly as you can and put it upon something that feels better. The art of allowing is being so aware of my connection to source energy that I reach for thoughts, words, actions. I look for things to observe. I look for things to remember. I look for things to imagine. I look for things to peruse. I diligently look for those things that feel good while I participate within them, because in doing so, I'm practicing the art of allowing, or the art of letting it in. Letting what in? Letting in my connection to source energy, which brings with it all things that you consider to be good, like health, clarity, vitality, joy. All that good stuff is connected to that source connection. In this attraction-based universe, there's no exclusion. And that's the thing that trips most physical human friends. You are accustomed to looking at things wanted and saying, yes, 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 come to me. And it follows that then you should be able to look at things not wanted and say, no, 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 get away from me, don't come to me. But in an attraction-based universe, everything that you give your attention to is inviting or asking or calling or allowing into your experience. So when we say we want you to be selfish, what we mean by that is we want you to discern the difference between things that feel good and things that don't feel good, so that you are practicing the art of allowing relative to the things that feel good. When you look at something not wanted and you give your attention to it, you are actually allowing it into your experience. We're wanting you to make a determination that what you're wanting to allow into your experience is source energy connected stuff. You're wanting to allow into your experience the life-giving, joy-giving things that you came forth to experience when you made the decision to focus in this time-space reality.